Nick. Right now we're in the middle of a major feeding time. Bait was a little tricky this morning. It was all on top of the water, it was all in the chum, but as soon as you threw the net, they were gone. They were very skittish. The water is just so clear right now. Can't really tell because the clouds and everything, but I mean, as soon as I would come back with the net, rear back like this and go to throw it, they would literally just whoosh, disappear. And then when I would throw it on top of them, they would all swim out from underneath the net. And I was throwing my heavy net today, which eventually got them, but it still was a pain. But so usually when bait's a pain, the fishing's good. Oh, I gotta crank them up the bottom.
Another red? Nope. No. Nice keg.
Yep.
Oh, looks like he might eat.
I think he might eat.
His tail. He might be from your line. Well, he was in a hole or.
What we're doing right now is using knocker rigs and hooking the bait through the belly. I was using a jig head and they were hitting that too, but some of the hits and one of the last fish that I hooked on the big spinning rod, I was like, nah, because we're only in 19 feet of water and you got to get these fish off the bottom quick. Now you found the spot. Oh, come on. Ted's been having a rough morning.
It has not been a good morning.
Now that it's not his birthday anymore. As you saw in the last episode, he caught all the fish that day. Keep slipping.
I hooked him too. That belly.
Fatty.
I don't understand what they're even getting near. Just break this off because I haven't felt nothing.
I haven't felt anything either, but not a bad fish. Woo!
Got a hook back.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
There's a hook in its mouth. It's probably ours.
Oh, it's definitely ours. It's too new. Did you use a smaller one?
No, not today.
It must have been from the other day, maybe. It doesn't look rusty.
No. Not a bad fish.
Nope.
All right, as you saw, Chad went back to using his jig, but I'm using a knocker rig. And when I call it a knocker rig, some people call it a fish finder rig, some people call it a knocker rig. I call it a knocker rig because that's just what I've known it as for years and years and years. But all it is a 5/0 hook, which is what we're going to start selling too, and a 2-ounce weight, which we sell on TampaBayFishingChannel.com. So what it does is it allows, once it hits the bottom, since we're in such shallow water, the bait doesn't have a tendency to swim away from the weight as it does in deeper water. So when it hits the bottom, we let out line off the reel ever so slowly so that bait fish gets away and acts natural down there. So a lot of times we'll use this rig when we're fishing in deeper water and the tide's moving pretty good. We'll use this rig. We'll test out different rigs during the day just to see what they're going to key in on. Right now it really doesn't matter, jig head or this, because the tide's moving. We've got a major feeding time right now from 8 to 10. It's 8:52. We've had a really good bite so far. No keepers yet, but pretty close. I've lost a couple decent ones. And just, oh! Son of a biscuit in here. Just like that, as soon as it got to the bottom, he was on it.
Oh, you just pull the hook out.
Yeah, no. A lot of people will touch base with me and they'll say, man, I sat in this one spot and I didn't catch hardly anything. And I said, well, how long did you sit in that spot? And they said like 4 or 5 hours. Well, that's part of the problem. If you're not getting bit in a particular area, or if the bite stops, you gotta move. Even if you don't have a lot of spots, you gotta move and try to find new spots. Or you know, with us, we're lucky because we have 900 waypoints, so we can move around a lot. And I do move around a lot, so I don't sit in an area too long. The longest I'll sit in an area is sometimes maybe an hour, maybe, if that. Most of the time it's maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes at the most. And if the bite shuts down, then we move. So I don't really wait too long. If we're catching fish and all of a sudden the bite shuts off, then I move us. Okay, as I just explained how you sit on a spot and then all of a sudden it goes dead. With some of the areas that we fish, some of these piles of rocks are very, very, very small. So what happens is once you lose a couple of them, those fish will shut off. And you don't want to sit there, because you're going to sit there and waste time, because those fish won't eat. Once they know that there's something up, they'll shut down and they stop eating. So that's one thing that I was trying to explain, is that if you are in a particular area and the bite shuts down, or you're not getting bit for some reason or another, move. Go. If you don't have a lot of spots, go and try to find some spots. And you know, people ask me all the time, well, can you spare a number or two? Yeah, I can, and I probably will give out another number here relatively shortly, but I can give you numbers where the fish may move off that number and not be there. So take the time, be diligent, take the time and find the areas that find the areas that you want to fish. And what I mean by that is that you're gonna have to take time. You're gonna have to take time to go and look and try to find new areas. Matter of fact, what I'm doing right now is I'm trolling from one spot to another, not even trolling, but just idling, and I'm looking on my machine to see if I can find something new. So that's what I'm constantly doing. If the tide's ripping, I'll go and look for spots, or we'll go inshore, something like that. But I'm always wanting to find new spots, because you can never have enough new spots. Oh, we don't want to see your face, Chad. Yeah, another one out there.
He didn't like you. Double spot. Male.
Yep.
You're drumming.
Good job.
You always think, huh?
And once again, I can't catch a fish. That fish literally came up to my bait and went around it and went and ate Chad's bait. I can't believe Chad had some kind of puffer chasing his bait, and then this redfish came in and ate it.
Took it away from it.
But today is so different than 2 days ago. The tide is much higher, and we've been looking for mullet, and we've found only a couple mullet, and we found a concentration of them in this area. They're not real active because that tide just started going out, but we did see a bunch of fish in here, so we're gonna see if we can't catch any more redfish. Unfortunately, I'm still on that streak of just the one redfish. One thing about these Fletcher custom rods is that you can feel every little tick of that bait fish. When he gets really nervous, you can feel it through the rod, and it's lightweight, but it's so strong. I can't say enough about his rods. It's been awesome to use them. The conventional and the spinning rods have been awesome for us. I just can't say enough for his rods, and they're reasonably priced for custom rods. You can't beat it. See, like right now I'm feeling my bait fish freaking out. Woo, Chatty!
Got that pig up.
That's a good one. Nice. The bite has been crazy. As soon as the bait gets to the bottom, they're on it. We had to run inshore for a little bit because it got so rough out here that we just didn't want to stay out here. The bite wasn't really good anyway. It was really weird. We were going from spot to spot to spot, and we'd hit one or two fish, and then it would shut off. Red grouper. I've been watching Chad, and he's loading up his bait or his hook with dead bait. So he caught that big grouper, and then just caught that red grouper. So I'm gonna send it down too and see, because they've been pecking at the live bait. They've been eating it, but not like they have that dead bait. God almighty. Come on, man. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about. We were sitting on this spot. No, Chad, I'm not videoing you going pee. It's pointed away from you. But anyway, we were on a great bite. Chad caught that really big grouper. Caught a bunch of grouper, 22 and a half, 23, 23 and a half, some nice red grouper. But then it shut down on us because we just wore that spot out. So now we're moving to another area, gonna work that spot. We've got numerous spots within this area. So again, we only sat on that spot for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say it's closer to 20.
Yeah, so now we're gonna move to this other spot, give it a shot, and see what happens. Now on your regular sonar, we're coming over these rocks right here. So that's what it looks like on my Simrad. And that's what it looks like on my Humminbird. And that's what it looks like on the side imaging. So needless to say, if you're not catching fish or you stop catching fish in one area, definitely move to the next area. And that's how you find new spots. Even if you drift, that's a great way to find new spots. Chad and I have actually found spots like that. So drifting works really well. Trolling works really well if you like to troll. Chad and I just don't like to do it. It's to us, it's boring, but you can catch a lot of nice fish doing it, and you can find a lot of good spots doing it. Chad and I are doubled up. I've got a snapper.
I got a grouper.
Chad got himself another nice snapper. I just got my butt handed to me. Good job, Chad. What are you looking at?
Pliers. Fighting like a snapper.
He hit hard. Ah. He stole my bait. Fire! Get him, Chad. Eat him. You ate. This is a snapper. Nope, it's a grouper. He came up like a snapper. Well, we had another great day on the water. We got keeper grouper, snapper, caught a ton of fish. Would have liked to catch more, as always, but it is what it is. We caught a lot though. Caught a lot of fish. Had another good day, and it was a lot of fun. What's that? Good. So anyway, thanks again for watching. We appreciate it. And we are definitely having our get-together on January 9th at Hook's Bar and Grill. So we have an events page on our website. So if, or on our Facebook page. So if you go there and you click that you're going, we can get a head count for the people at Hook's, so we know how many people are going to be there. So if you can do that for us, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Welcome back, guys. Look at that cool cold.